how do you manage your work-life balance? And this has been kind of like very hot topic in the past, I would say decade or so, like these past 10 years. This has become an in thing because previously it wasn't really talked about. So this is very new. And work-life balance. I think a lot of people have been experiencing stress and pressures from work. They are looking for, why do I keep working and working, and how about my personal life? What do I do about that? And so that's how this term got coined, created, work-life balance. So how do you create that? And I have a very interesting answer to this question, because I also went through several stages when it comes to work-life balance. So initially, I also thought that, okay, there really needs to be balance. So I wanted to do it and try it out. And then, I went through some different experiences as well. And I want to share that with all of you. So first and foremost, and this might sound really, really new to you, and it might sound shocking, but I want you to listen carefully. Work-life balance, it doesn't exist. So work-life balance is a concept. And just like how things are, there's nothing that's fixed. So nothing is really permanent. And balance is the same thing. So you can never really have work and life to be in balance. Never, right? It's a constant act, balancing act. So sometimes you'll have more work, and then sometimes you'll have more time for yourself. So it's kind of like doing this, right? Always doing this. And I love this analogy. And if you are practicing yoga, or yoga, right? So if you look at people who do yoga, they have this pose where they call it a handstand. So anything that they go and invert themselves, and they stand either on their head or use their hand. And if you ask people who do yoga, and if you look at it from afar, you can see them, it's like, wow, they can really balance themselves, right? But once you ask these people who are doing the handstand or the headstand, and ask them, how do you balance yourself? So they would always say that it's a constant adjustment. Like, maybe you're feeling that you're moving to the left, then you need to adjust to your right. So you constantly adjust so that you keep that position. And if we look at it, like the tiny details, like the minute actions and movement, it's always moving. That is the universe, basically. Everything is vibrating. And it's the same thing with work-life balance. So it's never kind of like there, like, oh, I got it. My work and my life is balanced. No, that will never happen. So you will always have, even if you reach that point, then more work will arrive. And it's like, oh no, more work again. And so then it's imbalance again. So that is the secret that I found. And each and every one of us have different tolerances, like the amount of work that we can handle, the amount of rest that we need to have. And it's really up to us to dictate how much work can I handle and how much rest do I need. Because some people can work long hours and rest a bit, they will still be totally fine and they will be totally happy with it. And then some people are the opposite, work a little bit and then rest more, and that's how they will be happy. And so it's really dependent on you, like how much work and how much rest, or they call the life, right? Now, how much time you spend for yourself is dependent on each individual. Now, the most important thing that you need to understand when it comes to work-life balance is you need to be clear in your own boundaries. You dictate how much you need to put in. Like, for example, you say, okay, in order to have very, very good life, I just need to work, for example, until 6 p.m., right? 6 p.m. cut off, And then after that, I take care of myself. I go spend it with my loved ones, my family, or with my friends. And that's your boundary. So meaning after you hit 6 p.m., then that's it. You're not working anymore. That is the critical thing for you. You need to be clear what are your boundaries. And when you are clear with your boundaries, then you will realize that, oh, okay, now you're starting to have that work-life balance, right? So that is the thing that you need to remember. First, you need to understand that work-life balance, there's no work-life balance, isn't real. And it's really a constant adjustment. And then the second thing that you need to be really, really clear is what are your boundaries when it comes to work and also when it comes to personal stuff. When you can have those boundaries, then you start to feel much, much better when it comes to that balance. All right. So, what do you love to do for your free time? So, maybe I'll answer this in two general aspects. So, one is some of my free time is very intentional, and then some of the other free time is not intentional. So, let me explain. So, what I mean by intentional is that I probably would have scheduled things in it. Like, for example, maybe a detox or a massage, or maybe, for example, reading a book or meeting up a friend. So, those things that are very intentional, I would normally put them in my calendar, right? So I put them in my calendar, and so from a free time, then it becomes not a free time basically. Those are very, very intentional, right? And there's a lot of things that I'm interested in. I play sports or maybe exercise. Then on the non-intentional free time, I mean, what I do non-intentionally for that free time, it can be like just Netflix, or maybe I watch YouTube, and or maybe I go for a random walk. That's something that I love to do nowadays. Is I would just go out and do a 20-minute walk, for example. And so those are not like planned, not intentional. You just spur of the moment when I have a free time that I want to kind of like spend for myself. Then that's what I do normally, right? So Netflix. Normally it's Netflix. Yeah.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.